Up, I'm back. Alright, got my cell phone bill paid, and I said today I was gonna make you some YouTube videos. Today's my second day off from work. Tomorrow I gotta go back. Have a day off on Thursday, and then I'll be back at it on Friday, and then a day off on Saturday. Keep your fingers crossed that I don't have to do nothing on Sunday. Just keep your fingers crossed. When we get closer to like June or July, that's when I gotta come into work more than I want to. Alright, today's YouTube video is going to be called Sex Game, Stop Crime. Well, we're not going to call it Stop Crime. We're just going to call it Sex Game, Hit the Gym, Part 3, Men Don't Hit the Wall. Now, we always talk about when women hit the wall, but I've never personally never made a video about do men hit the wall. I'm talking about as far as age and sex appeal is concerned. Now, there is some controversial on the internet because 24 hours ago, pickup artist named Matt Cross, he has two YouTube channels. One's called The 33 Secrets on YouTube, and then his second channel is called Alpha Male Secrets. He first called it 44, but he changed it to Alpha Male Secrets. And no sooner than he made that video, it went completely viral. And then today, we have another YouTuber, another big name YouTuber named C Boogie Productions. I guess he wanted to make a response to the video. This is how beef on the internet starts. One person makes a video saying something's true. Another person wants to debunk the video and say it's not true. And then you have a case of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, when both YouTubers are just trying to make their video content for their audiences. Now, I'm not trying to get in the middle of this beef. The reason why I call it a potential beef is because when one person tells the truth, you always have someone that get in their feelings, they get emotional, like in a beta male. Because let's be honest, a beta male men get in their emotions and they don't use this. And they never hear exactly what the person said in the video exactly. Now, I will say this. Men don't hit the wall. All you gotta do is type up Black Ram's YouTube video, Men Don't Hit the Wall, and he'll state all the facts from a black man's point of view. And I am a black man, but I've never made the video, so I feel like, hell, why not make the video? Now, this is me coming from my point of view, not Matt Cross's point of view, not Black Ram's point of view, my point of view. Men don't hit the wall because there's no time limit, okay? Just because you got rejected all throughout high school for 4 years, just because women ain't paying attention to you in college for 4 years, does not seem like it's the end of the world. That's just high school and college. Now, when you get older, it's true. Women do find you very physically, sexually attractive as you get older. As you make more money, women come on to you. You get young women, you get old women, you get fat women, you get black women, white women, you get tall women, you get short women, you get women from all four corners of the globe. West, east, north, and south. And as long as you stay in athletic shape, as long as you watch what you eat, watch what you drink lots of water, you stay away from the sodas, stay away from the fruit juices with too much sugar, and watch the fast food, you're perfectly just fine. Now, when you get in your 30s, you gotta watch what you eat and what you drink, because you can get type 1 or type 2 diabetes, because all that fast food stuff's not good for you. Some people might say, I want to go to Food 4 Less and get me some processed food. Yeah, that can hurt you too. Too much processed food can mess up your kidneys, your lungs. It can fuck you up in ways you possibly cannot imagine. So you can eat some processed food, but again, you gotta watch the limit intake. Because just about everything can hurt you, you know. If you smoke too much, you can get fucked up. If you drink anything, you can get fucked up. So you got to be careful. Now, let's talk about fitness. what I understand about fitness is that fitness gives you the power to see who's real and who's fake. And what I mean by who's real, if someone was your best friend when you were fat and out of shape, and then when you got into athletic shape, they were still your friend, they're real. But if, let's say you were 300 pounds overweight, 400 pounds overweight, guess what? If that person wasn't talking to you when you were fat and out of shape, and then you all of a sudden go to the gym and you get bigger, you get stronger, you get faster, you get athletic, all of a sudden you got big broad shoulders, you got ripped six-pack abs, and you look like the men in the fitness magazines, and the only reason why they're talking to you is because you're in athletic shape, they're not your real friend, they're fake. They only came around because you got into athletic shape. And it's the same reaction you're going to get when you get a house or an apartment or you get a car, and the only reason why people are around you is because of what you have. That's how you know people are real or fake. And the reason why I say being in athletic shape is a superpower, because it makes your situation easier when women find you physically, sexually attractive. It's been proven by math and science that you can build muscle at any age. You could be 30 years old, never worked out in your entire life in 10 years, and you're 30 years old and you go to a 24-hour fitness, an LA Fitness, Gold's Gym, Club Onyx, Club Bay, LA Boxing Gym, UFC Gym, the YMCA, Planet Fitness, and you can build 15, 20, 30, 40 pounds of muscle. You could build 10 pounds of muscle in 9 months if you're 30 years old and you ain't never went to a gym in your entire life. You could be 40, 45, you could be 50, you could be 60 years old and build muscle. There's no time frame on building muscle. So you don't really have to do it when you're in high school and college. You can do it at any age. And you want some proof? Just look in Hollywood. All those actors that you see in Hollywood, when Hugh Jackman first came on the scene to play Wolverine, he wasn't a guy that went to the gym like that. It wasn't until the second X-Men film that he saw the serious importance of being physically fit in his 30s. Hugh Jackman never worked out in a day in his life in his 20s. It's when he got in his 30s that he saw how serious being physically fit is. Chris Hemsworth was someone that would work out, here or there. It wasn't until he played Thor that he saw how serious being physically fit was. Same thing with Jerron Butler. He would work out here or there, but it wasn't until he did 300 that he saw the serious importance of building muscle and being physically fit. So that's proof of evidence that there are guys that do not work out in their 20s, but when they get in their 30s or their 40s or their 50s or their 60s, they get into athletic shape. Now, that don't mean you can be the mighty Thor. You don't have to put on 30, 40 pounds of muscle and you're the mighty Thor. I'm not saying you need to be Thor or Captain America or the Hulk or Wolverine. I'm just saying you can build muscle at any age. Now, as you get older and you make a lot of money, your value goes up. That's when you get a job and they'll say, well, I need you to work 4 times a week, or I need you to work 5 times a week. That's when your money goes up, up, up. The more money you make, the more value you have. The more money you make and the more your value goes up, your sexual V market goes up. All of a sudden, you become in demand. All of a sudden, everyone wants you. Young women, old women, fat women, black, white, tall, short. All the women find you physically, sexually attractive. Good women, bad women. All of that happens to you at a certain age. Now, depending on what you do with the money, that's a completely different story. And I'm going to make a video called The People Who Are Good at Saving Money and Why They Are Able to Last Longer versus people who spend through huge amounts of money so fast, so quick, and don't let it last. See, you have to understand the mindset. And you see, when we make these videos on YouTube, it ain't just to tell the truth. It's for the next generation. So men from the age of 18 to 29, I'm going to exchange the age limit to 18 to 35 and then put 40 55 to like maybe 60 in this video, so that way it pertains to all ages of man. So it don't matter if you're a black man, a white man, you're Mexican, you're Asian. Don't matter if you're from Russia or Germany or planet Mars. Don't matter if you're from planet Vegeta and Dragon Ball Z. Men don't hit the wall. A man could be 40 years old, 50. Hell, a man could be 60. Hell, a man could be 70 years old and have sex with a woman from the ages of 18 to 30 and get her pregnant with no problem. As long as he has high levels of testosterone and he's physically fit, he can get a woman pregnant. And some guys, when they make YouTube videos, they just want to sound like an expert. They just want views. They just want subscribers. They just want someone to watch their channel. They don't really want to do no background work, no homework. See, I took a health class in college, and they told me that if you have high levels of testosterone and you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, you can get women pregnant. You could be 80 to 90 years old and get a woman pregnant. Now, if you got low levels of testosterone, you still can get a woman pregnant. Problem is the kid come out a little messed up. You know, it ain't just the older a woman get and she tries to have children and things of that nature. See, the men who say men hit the wall, a lot of those men are stupid, delusional. They watch too much television. They watch too many Hollywood movies. And a lot of these guys don't have no college education. They don't do no research. They don't do no proper homework. They just want to talk for the sake of talking. The real proof of evidence is you have to actually live the experience in order for you to open your mouth and talk shit. I'm 33 years old. I get hit on by younger women. Then I get hit on by some older women. And guess what? I take good care of myself. I go to the gym. And most importantly, I've seen both sides of the spectrum. I've seen what happens when you take care of your body. I also seen what happens when you don't take care of your body. Now, there's another YouTuber that's a Midtown that made a video called Men Hit the Wall, and that might be exactly why my man C Boogie Productions probably got the idea from, because there was a Midtown around the same time who made a video before Matt Cross called Men Hit the Wall. Okay, let's talk about when your hair fall out. Okay, there are some guys whose hair do fall out. Let's look at Jason Statham. He's a Hollywood actor. He started to go bald in his late 20s, early 30s. And he had to cut all his hair off at 31, 32 years old. He's bald, right? But because he's a Hollywood actor who does dangerous stunts, he still has no problem getting women. Just recently, I saw a woman last week dumped her 20-something-year-old boyfriend for a guy that's basically bald that's about to lose his hair. And some smart-ass might say, oh, that's just one case of it. Okay. How about we go further? My dad is 60, and he looks good for his age. He's like 61, 62, and he still has his hair. So he has good genetics. And my dad's not like me. He's not bigger. He's not buff like me. But he still can physically, sexually attract young women for his age. He's much older than me, much wiser than me, and he looks nothing like me. He's not big and buff, but women that are in their 20s and 30s be trying to give him the phone number. There was one time where he told me that a girl tried to walk up on him and feel his biceps because they thought he worked out, and he said he ain't worked out in almost 20-something years. In this case, we'll say 30. But my point is, you have to live the experience in order for you to open your mouth and just talk trash. And the reason why I'm mentioning this YouTuber is because I watch a lot of his videos. You know, he talks about Don Game. And I kind of thought it was funny when Coach Gray Adams kind of told him that Don Game stuff don't work. Now, if you know how to talk to women, then it works. I'm not saying the Don Game don't work, but what I'm saying is when you take a shot at a YouTuber, you got to be careful what comes out your mouth, Coach Gray Adams, because you may never know who might respond to your videos. My point is, men don't hit the wall. You could be fat and out of shape, but if you go to the gym and you make the effort to burn off the fat, you'll get somewhere real fast. Okay? There are some fat guys that do get laid by some young, attractive women. It's a very small, rare chance of it, but it does actually happen. Just because your hair fall out and you're bald, that doesn't mean anything. We got all these pharmaceutical drugs that can regrow your hair. Okay? So when someone sit here and try to make videos saying all men hit the wall, that's nonsense. There's no such thing of a man hitting a wall. A man could go to work for 20, 25 years and retire and go into a gym and transform into He-Man in his 40s or 50s or 60s and build muscle at any age. See, the reason why a lot of these men say that is because they're stupid and they're delusional. They are trying to cape to women. See, real men, real alpha males do not cape to women. Men who say, oh, men hit the wall are guys who suck up to women because they have female subscribers. And if you got female subscribers, a lot of the females going to say, hey, that's not fair. You said women hit the wall. Well, why don't you make a video on why men hit the wall? And when you have to kiss ass to your fan base, that will tell us right there, are you really a beta male or are you really an alpha? See, a real alpha don't kiss nobody's ass. A real alpha is going to tell you the truth, whether you like the truth or don't like the truth. Now, I'm not trying to turn this into a beef video, and I don't want no one to misconstrue what I say, because there will be times where people will take stuff I say in videos and misconstrue what I say anyway. But what I'm trying to say is, men don't hit the wall. See, when you go to the gym is your salvation. The gym is not just going to make you bigger, stronger, and faster and help you physically, sexually attract women. Is when you go to the doctor's going to ask you, how much physical activity do you do throughout the week? That will tell you right there that it's all about your health. And you see, most guys, when they just make videos, they just show you pictures of guys fat and bald and say, there you go. It's like what Matt Cross said, unless you create a problem for yourself, there is no wall. And when people be trying to do debunk videos, they're just doing it because it's a fad. That means it's popular, it's a fashion trend. Oh, I want to make a video, let me go ahead and debunk. And then before you know it, you got YouTubers making videos dissing each other like it's a rap video. That's why I said that they don't do no proper research. A lot of these guys that just say this stuff, you can tell they're not educated. You can tell they're stupid. Because the way, when you hear someone talk, they're talking in the right contents, and then they're just talking stupid. And a lot of them just talk in a stupid way. They don't even talk in the right contents. You can tell a lot of them just don't know what the hell they're talking. They don't show no proof. They just talk. Because they know it's going to get a lot of views, a lot of subscribers, so that's why they do it. And you see, you have to understand when you say something, it has to make sense. So do men hit the wall? No. Now, if you smoke and you do drugs, then you're creating a problem for yourself. Like when you see people die of heart attacks and strokes, it's a result of bad health. They weren't going to the doctor. They weren't taking the right medications. They weren't taking their vitamins. They didn't want to eat their fruits and vegetables. They didn't want to drink no water. All they wanted to do was just eat themselves to death, and they die of a heart attack or a stroke, or they got heart disease. Or if you look in performance enhancement in sports, they want to take all the drugs to achieve a natural body without actually achieving a natural body the natural way. So unless you create a problem for yourself, there is no wall. Any man who tells you there's a wall is stupid and delusional and has no college education. That means they didn't do no proper research. Because you got men in their 40s and their 50s and their 60s and their 70s getting women pregnant. And if men hit the wall, then we would not be able to have all that testosterone throughout all those years. At some age, you would stop. Now, unless you just don't want to get a woman pregnant and it's 30 years later or 40 years later, then okay, fine. But you can't always listen to what someone says because they don't always have the correct information. Like whenever someone says a title and it says men hit the wall, okay, there are guys who are bald-headed, but they still get a woman pregnant. And you see, when you go bald, that means you have too much testosterone. If you get fat and out of shape, that means you have a lot of estrogen. That means you've been eating a lot of fast food and you ain't been doing no proper dieting. And being fat is not physically sexually attractive to women. That's a turn off to women. Now, being bald-headed is also a turn off to a woman. But there is what they call a rule to the exception. A woman will choose a man that's 6 foot tall, bald-headed, over a guy that's short and fat. So, yeah, I would say there's a rule to the exception. But for the most part, no, men don't hit the wall. The gym is proof of evidence. How many times you've gone into a gym and saw a guy in his 30s or 40s or 50s in better athletic shape than a guy in his 20s? A lot of times. And how many times have you seen a guy 50 years old with six-pack abs? 60 years old with six-pack abs? Yeah, so when they say that nonsense, a lot of these guys that say that are stupid and delusional. And when you see how they look on camera, when you see them, like how you see my face, and you see how they talk, that will tell you if they know how to talk right or they're just stupid. So to answer your question, no, men don't hit the wall. And the gym is proof of evidence. Now, if you smoke and you do drugs, you're just creating a problem for yourself. And you see, you gotta understand what's going on YouTube. You got too many guys that make videos and then they turn around and they go right behind the audience's back and say nonsense like, oh yeah, men hit the wall. No, you're just trying to make women feel better about themselves. Women hit the wall. Men don't hit a wall. We don't hit no wall. I'm gonna tell you when we hit a wall. When we die and we get put 6 feet under, that's when you hit a wall. When you die, that's when you hit a wall. So a lot of guys don't want to tell you that because a lot of these guys have problems. And a lot of times you got to look at them and tell them, put your money where your mouth is. So that's the answer to your question. So then, peace.